What's up, guys? Alright, welcome to new product unboxing. We have here the AVerMedia Live Gamer 4K, aka hashtag 4K for all, hashtag 4K for everyone. I've been promoting and hyping this thing up for the past 2 months, ever since I found out about it. And let me tell ya, I'm super psyched to be able to finally get this in my hands. If you are new to the channel or just tuning in, my name is AVerMedia. I am the Tech Gamer, and I enjoy anything tech related, as well as most things gaming. So here we have the packaging as it comes from AVerMedia. This is the latest revision model that does 4K 60 pass-through as well as capture for 4K 60 HDR, the only current HDR solution on the market, and it's $100 cheaper than Elgato's solution that also still has the chroma on green issue. So if you try and capture anything that it doesn't agree with, it does chroma on green. This does not. This straight up captures all colors as it's supposed to, except for through HDCP where it will not capture. But there's a way around that on the PS4 that you can disable HDCP, just not on the PS3. So the ways that this thing captures is mind-boggling. It does 4K 60, as I said, 4K 30. It can do 2560 by 1400 at 144 hertz, or 144 frames, rather. And it can do 1080p at 240 frames per second. It can also do widescreen capture, or ultra widescreen capture, at 3440 by 14 at over 60 frames. So, yeah. There's a little trick to that one, though. From what I've read, you have to set the display. If you have a ultra widescreen display at 3440 by 1400, you don't set it at 60 and you don't set it at 100. You set it at 85 and it'll do 85. So if you have a FreeSync or G-Sync display, that's a way to get full advantage out of it. So we have a very nice, well-packaged box here. And it is sealed. All the shininess and pure new goodness that we could ask for in an AVerMedia product. You can even see that there is a foil text reflective printed ink on some of the parts of the packaging around the monitor display there. And the different circles below it. And as always, we have our foil ink printed AVerMedia symbol. And unlike the packaging on the GC570 Live Gamer HD2, the box on the top does not have holes in it with a colored box underneath it. That is just straight printed right there. Now I have my box to compare for the HD2. But it's currently covered up where I've revamped the layout and everything. So, but all of the diamond triangles right here on the Live Gamer HD2 box were actually cutouts in the box, and then underneath it had a blue foil covered packaging box that everything was contained in. This is a little bit different, and I like it a lot better because it's a little bit higher quality appearance. Now, this does use both the MP4 as well as the NVENC codecs for recording. They just did an update for it that came out on the 10th, and that revision update does permit that to where the video pass-through will go for both. It's H.265, so you have a good high quality. It is not HEVC though. There's currently no provision for HEVC on it. But we're hopeful for future updates and potential BIOS or firmware releases that will permit that to go through. Let's go ahead and make sure here. Sorry, my screen got away from me. I feel like an animal is shedding on me right now. Now, what I used to open things with is a little bit differently because I'm a collector and I don't want to damage any packaging than what most would do for an unboxing or a first look and overview of a product. But as you can see here on the side, I will read it off to you. Yeah, the specifications is it's PCI Express, 4 lanes, so you need a full-length 16x slot to be able to run this card, unless you have a specific X4 lane slot on your motherboard. The inputs are as follows. For pass-through, you have HDMI 2.0A, so you can do 4K 60. The pass-through resolution maximum is your 4K 60 with HDR, 12-bit or 10-bit to 12-bit color, pending. I'll have to test that to find out for sure if it can do sRGB or not. Or it can do 1080p, 240 max frames. Capture resolution is 4K 60 HDR. 1080p 240 is the least. Supported resolutions is 2460p, so 4K, 1440p, 1080p, 1080i, 720p, 576p, and 480p. So that means if you have any retro content, then it will not do 240p or 224p, because it cannot do 480i. So you would have to have some sort of a conversion or a cable that would run it at a higher scaled resolution. The recording formats, as I said, are MP4, H.264, and AAC for your audio, or H.265 and AAC Plus. And then it kind of requires a little bit on what you need for your system to be able to handle it. So it says for system requirements, you have operating system is Windows 10, 64-bit only. For 4K 60 HDR or 1080p 240, it advises a equivalent hardware of an Intel Core i5 6000 series or above, which for AMD, that would be any modern Ryzen chip, be it Ryzen 3 and up. You may be able to get away with an 8-core FX processor, but I wouldn't push it, because it's kind of slow on your instructions per clock. Alright, so we have here the main caveat for this, which I would say is a decent amount of the cost, is it does include a full version of Power Director 15 from Cyberlink Software. And the other contents include the card itself, which is your GC573, an HDMI 2.0A cable. And if you're not aware of the difference, 2.0A is 18 gigabits or higher, up to 24 gigabits. 24 gigabits is your HDMI 2.0B. There's no difference in the cable connection itself, it's in the difference of the type of quality of bandwidth you get from the cable. So it can carry a cleaner, higher signal, and that's what I use on all of my capture hardware, so I can try and get the best quality as possible. It's not just about your hardware itself. The accessories that you connect to your hardware as well make a huge difference in how clean your quality is if you have a lot of snow, or if you have any sort of like deficiency of bandwidth for streaming. It will show up in there. You'll get artifacts and degradation of picture quality. And we get a quick guide and this nifty, pretty, awesome quality packaging as well, which I have a paper clip. This is what I use for getting into rooms that I accidentally lock behind me, as well as for unboxing anything of quality so that I can retain all the original condition of how it came without any damage to the packaging. Most people use box cutters, keys, knives, and stuff, and I'm a collector. I don't like to damage things, so this is how I do it. If this triggers you, I apologize. I don't change how I do things for other people. You don't ever want to see me try and open up Christmas presents or birthday presents either, because I take my time and I appreciate the quality and the time and efforts it takes for someone to wrap something, and I don't like to mess it up. Yes, I will very much so collect this. This is going to be added into my system in addition to my HD2 and my Star Trek. Now you can see the foil ink on the packaging a lot better. See, the Live Gamer HD2 box, it was just a sleeve that this is slid into. This is a full box. So this is a lot better quality than I was expecting. Alright, we'll take this flat so you can see all of the reflectiveness. Every single bit of it that shows in the light, you can see it's mirror reflective. There's the camera and the mic. I have my camera mounted on top of my lighting rig, so in all 4K glory. We will open this on the specifications side of the box. And we are greeted to a black box inside. Seems to be air packed because there is no space inside this box at all. Bam. And I'll give you guys a treat here so you can read everything. I'll reverse my webcam. I usually keep it in the same order for what I'm looking at, but I'll flip it for you guys. Now you can read it. And now everything looks like my world is reversed. The way it's supposed to be in the camera, but the way I don't like it. Ah, that new hardware clean pack smell. We have our protective covering. We have... First off, we're greeted to our Live Gamer 4K card. And this is a pure black PCB. And as you can tell, it is a longer PCI Express 4, not 1 slot like the HD2 was, and most typical capture cards are, because it needs the extra bandwidth and power to run the higher resolution and capture. Here is our decent quality, looks like, HDMI 2.0 cable. And yeah, by the thickness of it, you can see how thick it is. I would say that is definitely an 18 gigabit per second cable, because the lower quality ones that they get away with are 12.8 gigabits up to 14.4 gigabits otherwise. For HDMI 2, that would not be good quality, but they would offer at least carrying the picture. You can see it's a decently beefy cable. I mean, I have Ethernet Cat 7 cable that's thicker, but it's Cat 7 cable, so it's got to carry, 10 gigabit network. Which I do have some flat Cat 7 cable on the way to be tested as well. And I guess I can show it to you when it comes, but I don't think I'll do an unboxing or a review for it because it's just cable. We have our Power Director software card. We have our 1-year warranty extension card for our AVerMedia product. Let them know how you did. AVerMedia, you did swimmingly. I approve. So far, so good. And we have our Live Gamer 4K Quick Start Guide. And the languages covered on this is very many. We have English, German, Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, Sistina, Netherlands, Polish, Turkish, Magyar, not sure. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 languages on this thing, but this is decently thin. So this must just be a couple of pages, and then there's all the warnings that we have. We have our preparation for usage. So the port on it that you would do for pass-through is the one closest to your expansion bracket, as you can see here. So the top one, or if you're looking at the back of the computer, it would be the one on the left, is the one for your pass-through. Your input is going to be the one in the middle of the card or the one on the right. And then we have our LED indicator, which this does have an RGB LED lamp inside the top of the card so that you can be able to do a color cycle set for red, blue, or a breathing mode for your LEDs on it so far. Let's see, we have your setup. Your LED indications on the card. Solid blue or RGB effects means it's ready. You have slow flashing red means recording. That's kind of cool. So it's kind of a throwback to the original Live Gamer HD card, where that had the button that you press that would flash. And then slow flashing blue is streaming. And then fast flashing red is disk is almost full. That's kind of nifty. A solid red is disk is full or error, streaming or recording is stopped. And flashing red is error, device anomaly. So there's a malfunction somewhere going on. That's very interesting. So it looks like H.265 compression and HDR recording are supported by ReCentral. Specifications are subject to change without notice. Please refer to our website for the latest details. And then for all the other ones, it just has all the information just in like a quick down the row. So we got 3 per page. There's 2 pages. There's 2 more. So that's 12 and 16. I've used this company, guys, for capture software and hardware. Well, mainly hardware, since I used to do VHS conversions to CDs. So they've been around for a long time. The only company I've used other than them that I trusted in was K-World, which was a Korean company. And that's what I first did my VHS capture on. That was back in 2002. So I've been using AVerMedia products since 2005, and you can't go wrong with a company that has this good of quality and puts out this good of a product and support. And they actually care about their customers. You call them, you get someone on the phone within usually, at most times, a couple of minutes. Well, let's go ahead and open up the card and take a look at it. I do have my ankle strap on for grounding, so don't worry about me touching a bare PCB. Plus, I've been building computers for close to 24 years, so, well, over 24 years now. Check that out. Is that not sweet? And here's the really, really cool thing. This thing is heavy. You know why this thing is heavy? Because you don't build a capture card without putting a heatsink on it. Look at that. That is a full length of the actual capture hardware PCB heatsink. And it does have the leads here on the end of the card. See the 4-pin right there? That you can be able to attach an external RGB LED addressable as well. Maybe not addressable, but at least programmable. So that's a shared lead that goes to this. Right here is your actual RGB LED block. And just like the HD2 Live Gamer, it goes for just past the bracket. This is the same kind of a triangle-based shroud as the Live Gamer HD2, which is currently in my computer, and I will show you in a bit. But here's how easy it is to remove the heatsink, or the shroud over the heatsink in the card, to be able to, if you wanted to add a fan or something, or wire in a different kind of a glow to it, you could, though you would void your warranty. And it's worth actually registering their products for the extra year of warranty. So you get a 2-year warranty with this card. Let's see if it goes beyond that. I'm pretty sure it's only 2 years. Yep, 2 years. Now, unless it's 2 years standard and then they give you another 2-year or another year warranty for registering. I mean, I skipped over this, guys, but they even give you, like, hey, need help? Contact us. Right inside the flaps. Now, I use Streamlabs OBS for my stream and capture for the software, but you do have to install the actual ReCentral just to get the drivers for this to work in there. And I do believe that they currently do not have full HDR support on Streamlabs OBS. So I'll be talking to them to see if I can get some sort of a beta version or help them in developing an HDR version for capture for color depth of 4K, and we'll see if we can't get this looking some pretty good stuff on stream. I mean, I've got an EDID 4K scaler on the way to be able to upscale and enhance 1080p content up to 4K, and it works all the way down to 480p, so that's kind of cool. It was not cheap, but they're trusting me with it, so hopefully it does not get damaged in shipping or while in my possession. Yeah, I am quite impressed, guys.